Yo, what is up YouTube? It is Essie here and welcome to another episode of our career mode goodness. I've lost count of how many episodes we are on because we have done so much and we are well into the season and the series now, and as you can see we have our first match here against Norwich, and this really was a game where we wanted to win because as you can see Norwich's recent results weren't great. They had lost, or at least lost the last two and then drawn one of those matches, so this was a game I wanted to win and I get off to a brilliant start. Insigne, I guess, scored a little bit too easily. That wasn't the most powerful of shots, and I did think that the Norwich goalkeeper could have done a little bit better there, but it did end in the back of the net, and I could have actually extended that lead there with Dyer, but unfortunately his shot just went wide, not really like him, and unfortunately I did get punished for that. A little bit unfortunate there with Laura causing the penalty. I guess it was one of those moments where you just actually don't press a button to cause a tackle, and it does count as a foul, which I guess is one of those another one of those frustrating moments in FIFA. And unfortunately for me, Morrison stepped up, and as you all know, he's an amazing player, and he did score that goal for Norwich, which meant that it was 1-1 going into the half-time break, and Norwich did have a brilliant shot there hitting the bar, and I was very fortunate that it did end up in the back, and it did have a chance there then from the header, but I just couldn't make use of it. And after that, I had a goal there with Insigne, pass there from Pablo Hernandez, and again a little bit too easy I guess because he had a little bit too much space there in the box. Not really like Norwich there to leave that much space for Insigne, our striker, but they did so, and we punished them for that, and we did get a goal there to get us in the lead. And as you can see, Norwich had a good attempt there of the free kick, but Vaughan was saving well in this match, and he was on top form. And then we got through here on Dyer, and as you all know, he did miss that chance early on in the game, but he did make up for that with a very good goal there. Good finish from him into the bottom right corner of the goal. The goalkeeper didn't even move, so it really was an amazing finish from him. And we did get the result at the end of the game. We did get the 3-1 win against Norwich, which is obviously a very good result, and it got us into confidence against Cardiff, which is our next game, another South Wales derby. And as you all know, we did win the last game, which is against Cardiff in the Premier League. And again, this was a game we wanted to win because, as you can see, Cardiff didn't have the best of recent results, and Cardiff also in the relegation zone, which I guess it could have been a plus and a minus for us because Cardiff were obviously also fighting to get up to that relegation zone as well, so they also had something to fight for. So I knew that this would be a little bit more tougher than I expected, but I did get off to a very good start here with Michu with a head. I did think about shooting it first, but I did cross it in, and as you can see, it was a fine result with Michu scoring the header, which is obviously I was very happy about because I hardly ever score any headers with Swansea, and Cardiff had an amazing chance there. I did get a little bit lucky with putting the player in front, and thankfully it did come off. The ball did come off him, and he did clear off the line, which meant at the halftime whistle I did finish 1-0 against Cardiff, and I was looking to improve on that, but I couldn't really do so there. I had a very good opportunity there with Michu, and as you all know, his left foot is amazing, but he didn't really make use of it in that chance. But I did a very good opportunity with Pablo Hernandez. I was thinking about shooting it, but I did go for the finesse shot, which I hardly do in this game because they hardly ever work out for me. But as you can see, he did so there. It was a perfect shot right into the corner of the goal, just cushioned it into there, and it'd get us the goal 2-0. And unfortunately, I left a little bit space there, too much space, sorry, for much there, and he did finish that one off well to give Cardiff the goal back at 1 to get the goal back, which made 2-1. But I did get a little bit unfortunate there with that shot there. I think it was off Michu. It hit the bar, and then thankfully for me, it had come off to Pablo Hernandez, who just tapped that in with his head. That extended our lead to 3-1, which took off the pressure because when Cardiff got that first goal, it did put a lot of pressure on me. And again, Cardiff just kept on coming forward. They were just so good in this match. They were just never letting down, and they just kept on coming forward. And as you can see, that really was an amazing goal from Kim there, especially from that angle. But thankfully for me, it wasn't enough, and we did finally get the result 3-2 against Cardiff, a result which I was very happy about because that really was an entertaining match. It was back and forth action all the way to the 90th minute, and I didn't want to kind of play that way against Everton because I knew a team like Everton, they would punish me for kind of the defensive mistakes we made against Cardiff, so they'd have to kind of play a lot better in this match, I guess. And I knew that Everton had a big aerial threat with the likes of Fellaini in that midfield, and he's a very tall player. And as you all know, Swansea don't have the tallest of players, so I did kind of find it hard with the aerial threat the Everton kite. And as you can see, Fellaini really did have a good chance there. That would have been an amazing goal if he did pull that one off, and thankfully he didn't. And I did find it hard to get back into the game, and it did need some brilliant individual brilliance from one player. And as you would expect, it would be from our star striker Insigne, doing what he does best there. It was left foot shot hitting the post, and it did end up in the back of the net, which gave us the 1-0 lead. And that gave us a lot more confidence going forward. And as you can see, that really was a good save from Tim Howard there to keep that one out. And did have another opportunity there with Dyer, which went well wide of the target. But thankfully for me, Everton were doing the same across the field. They weren't missing their chances as well, just like me, which denied them get back in the game. And did have a very good opportunity there again in the 90th minute. It was some good passing, but I just couldn't finish that one off from the corner there. Insigne with a header, free header. There was no one marking it, but he just couldn't make use of it. But I wasn't complaining because finally the match did end 1-0 to us, a result which I was very happy about because I normally do struggle against Everton, and to get the win was absolutely amazing. And I did have a message in from Vorm saying that he wanted to extend his wages, and I was very surprised. I mean, his overall is 87. I didn't really expect that. I thought he was still on 84 and 85, and it'll be really good to see how further he can go. I mean, if he can get to 88 now, it'll be amazing because he is 30 years of age now, so he is kind of hitting his peak, which I guess is the right time because we are getting the good results to match that. And we did have a match here against Newcastle, and this was a tough game. I was expecting a tough game because in the last few matches against Newcastle, I've been thrashed by them. And also Newcastle were on good form, as you just seen there. They had a win against Arsenal going into this game, so they were on good form. And as you all know, they have a good squad. But some brilliant set piece here. A pass then to Macross, and what a shot that was from outside the box. Too much power and too much behind the ball from Tim Krul, the Newcastle goalkeeper. He just couldn't deal with it. He did get a glove to it, but it was just too powerful, and it did end up in the back of the net, which gave us a 1-0 lead against Newcastle. And as you would expect, Newcastle just kept on coming forward in that first half, but they just couldn't get that goal to get them back into the game. So that is how it ended, 1-0 to Swansea in the first half. And just like the first half, Newcastle kept on coming forward, trying to get that goal back, but I was very fortunate there that didn't end up in the back of the net. And they did have an opportunity there, but I just couldn't really test him. Krul then, unfortunately, Mitchell did get injured, but it was only, I think, a sprained ankle, so it wasn't anything serious, but I did put him off just in case. And did go through here with on Dyer, but he just missed that chance. As you all know, he hasn't really been taking his chances as he has been doing earlier on in the season. He hasn't really been on form for me, but we did still get the victory, 1-0 against Newcastle there. And when we returned, we did have some good news there from Vorm saying that he did accept our contract offer, which is obviously very good news because he is such an important player for us. And that set us up then for the final game of this episode against Aston Villa. And I couldn't underestimate Aston Villa going into this game. I mean, I know they weren't the strongest of sides, but if you look at their recent results, they were on good form. They had won their last two games and lost against Liverpool, so they were on good form, and I guess they showed that in the first minutes of the game. They were causing my defence some problems. They had good passing, but up front I really did cause Aston Villa's defence some problems. Insigne's pace was just too much there for the Aston Villa defender, and just going around him, a brilliant turn and a left foot finish again from him, as he done against Everton, just hitting the post. And thankfully for me, it did end up at the back of the net, which gave us the 1-0 lead against Aston Villa. And right after that, again, I get a little bit fortunate there with Dyer just falling over way too easily. I didn't think the Aston Villa had enough on that, but I wasn't complaining because it did give us the penalty kick. And as you all know, the last penalty we had was with Daniel Graham, and he normally takes them, and he has actually scored them all. But I did choose Insigne, and he did do exactly what Daniel Graham was doing. He did score them. And thankfully for me, it did end up at the back of the net, and it did give us it did extend our lead, to 2-0 against Aston Villa, and that is how it ended, 2-0 to us against Aston Villa. So I guess after that it was just a case of how many goals, and I guess I went into the second half with I guess the wrong view of the game, because I wasn't really expecting Aston Villa to come out like this. They were just firing all over my defence, and what a goal that was from Darren Bent to get them back into the game 2-0. And that I was under a lot of pressure after that, because I wanted the win from this game. And I guess I got a little bit too cocky in the second half because I got a little bit too carried away. But in the 90th minute, I go through on goal here. Close your eye, guys, because that is probably the most sweatiest goal you will ever see. especially when it's in the 90th minute against Aston Villa. But who cares? It gave us the victory and gave us those all important 3 points which we need for that 5th place position. And thankfully for me, Aston Villa couldn't get themselves back in the game, and we did get the victory 3-2 against Aston Villa, which I was very happy about, because that really was a tough game for me. And in the next episode, these are the games I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you Manchester City away, which will obviously be a tough fixture. Man United away again at Old Trafford, then West Ham. So those really would be tough fixtures. And this is how the Premier League table looks. So Man United are in first. Liverpool are in 5th position with 62 points, and we're only 4 points behind that. Can you believe, guys? With 7 points. I can't remember how many points we were behind that 5th position. I think it was around 12 or 13 points. It might even be more. But we really have closed the gap on Liverpool there. We're only 4 points behind. My only real concern is our goal difference. As you can see, it is a lot less. So we will obviously have to beat them with the points. And I am really confident, because we have really been on good form, and to obviously win all our games in this episode puts us in a good mood and really puts us up there to get that 5th position. But as you all know, we do have very tough fixtures such as Man United and Manchester City away, but I am really sure that we can do it. If you can win all these games in this episode, there's no reason why we can't do in the next episode. So if you want to see the journey continue, guys, click that subscribe button so you won't miss an episode. And also, guys, please show your support by giving this video a like, and also, guys, please feel free to comment in the section below, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.